Right, hello and welcome to my Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown experience. So, boots up the game and I got greeted with this message. So, maintenance was in progress, but after a few tries, well, we pushed through and then we got greeted by the usual game stuff. Obviously, setting up your brightness, contrast, yada yada yada, the usual login procedure, the usual game things. But then, when we finally load in, we get greeted with this cutscene that is quite futuristic, and then this is where we are able to pick our character model. Now, with picking your character model, well, you have 6 choices to choose from, and at the end of the day, you can change it. You can just skip through this, spam it, because, well, look, it's free now when you create it, but then in the game it is gonna cost you a bit of money to customize your visual looks of your character. But after just pimping my character, honestly, it was looking like a mirror image. It was not. We got created with another cinematic just introducing us to the game before we came and before we got flown in on a futuristic hover helicopter transporter. I don't know how we're gonna describe it, but something that was quite futuristic. And this is then when we met Vivian. Now Vivian is very trusting because Vivian gave us a Lamborghini Huracan to just test out. This is a vehicle we are gonna use as our test vehicle to see if we're worthy of the Solar Crown. So when you hop into it, well, we are able to just change your camera modes, accelerate, brake. It's giving you a walkthrough procedure of how to actually just play the game, and as you're doing this, you start learning about the people who are going to be watching over you, and then you also meet the shops and the streets, and she just gives a brief introduction to the different clans. You must let me know in the comment section who you are choosing. After quite a bit of yapping, we finally get our chance to stretch the Lamborghini's legs, and once we do, we can really feel that, hey, this car is fast. One thing I must say about this game, the sense of speed is really good, and also the handling. That's the main topic here. A lot of people want to talk about the handling. The vehicle feels quite solid. It doesn't slide all over the place when you tap on the brakes like in Need for Speed. It doesn't feel like Gran Turismo, and it feels, in my opinion, a lot better than the Crew Motorfest. So it's honestly unique and it's a good handling model. I will be real with you. Now, when we first came in, well, we have 2 races to go through, and this is just for your driver selection. Now they are gonna put you up against novice AI, and it's gonna be an absolute breeze. It does not stay like that for long. So once you complete these 2 races of just testing out the handling, getting used to the way it feels, you are gonna get hit with a bulletin. I will be real with you, they kinda annoying if I was recording and they just start throwing in. I think they come in every 5 levels that you progress, but it's just letting you know of all the new things that you have unlocked. So yeah, we finally get taken to Hong Kong Island, and the map is absolutely huge. It is a massive map. Genuinely, I've been playing for maybe 5 hours. I have touched, I think, maybe 10% of the map, but at the same time I am doing other races and other things in the game, but still the map is extremely large. But yeah, then we get taken into our apartment.
Welcome to your room.
And it is a nice apartment. I mean, it comes fully furnished with a bar, chair that you can't sit in because there's no walking space between the table and the chair. Then we have the screen, which is gonna be our hub. When you load into a game, this is where you are gonna spawn. It's gonna show your driver's card, what's coming up on the calendar, your daily challenges, and how much money you have. Then you can carry on, just take a tour of your living space. You can see this is where you also get to change. Then you come down the lift and you are greeted by the hub. This is the solo hotel. Here you can change your clothes as well as whatever character customization you want to do, that you want to change that you didn't do when you are just initially making a character. Then you are going to be coming out and sent on over to the first dealership to pick out your brand new car. And when I tell you, I had to do a quick walk around to see what was there. And I mean, starting off, we had a Lamborghini Centenario. This vehicle is costing 5 million credits, which is quite a lot of money. Then we find the three choices we get to pick from, and that is the Ford Mustang GT, the Alpine A110, and the Nissan 370Z. So those are three vehicles that you can choose from, because everything else in here you cannot afford. And what's nice about this game, they do give you 250,000 credits to just play around with when picking your vehicles. So you can either go for the cheapest option and have the most money and availability to just purchase upgrades, or you can go with the most expensive one and work it from there. But yes, it just gives you a nice chance to look at the other vehicles and the possible vehicles that you can own in this game, including the Porsche 918, the McLaren 720S, the W Motors, the Bugatti Veyron Super Sports. Just absolute dream vehicles. And honestly, seeing a 370 next to a Bugatti Veyron, it was quite odd, but hey, it's just giving you an idea of the caliber of vehicles in the game. Then obviously it's Test Drive, the only game currently that has indicators working, that has headlights, wind down the window, all these functions. So this is your ultimate realistic simulator, and I am going to be putting out a video on how you can just set keybinds for each button if you want to do that. But yeah, you can make it truly realistic and just explore the game. I picked the Nissan 370Z, and with this I began exploring. I actually found my first wreck, which was a Mercedes-Benz SL. So that was something. I am going to be making a video on the location of all of the wrecks, just like every other creator at this point. But hey, mine's going to be a little bit different and you are going to want to watch it. So when it comes to driving experience or the racing in Test Drive, well, we see that I tried it having the most money coming my way, because with driver assist, depending on the assist you have, increases the percentage bonus you get at the end of the event. So I tried it with no traction on, no ABS, manual transmission, no racing line, maxing out my money. And the one that I found that best suits me is you run 50% ABS, no traction, manual transmission, because if you run with no ABS, it almost feels like there's no braking, because the minute you slam on the brakes, well, the car just locks up and goes straight. It's absolutely horrid, but hey, that's just my driving experience. For you, it could be completely different. Try it out for yourself and see what works best for you. But when it comes to racing, I actually found myself struggling a bit. I saw myself having to attempt and go back and just keep trying the events over and over and over again until I found myself in first position. It is quite challenging racing this game, and something that's also important to note is the fact that there is no restart function in races. I know it's absolutely crazy, but that's due to the fact of you are supposed to be racing against other players. Since it's an online only game, you are going to be racing against other players. That's the aim of it. Now for me, when I was racing, I was only racing up against AI, and because of this, I feel like if you're only racing against AI, you should have the ability to restart an event. We need basically an offline mode, because this always online thing does not work out. And we saw that when I was exploring and just trying to enjoy the game, well, it didn't really work out, because I then got hit with a notification coming up on my screen saying that yeah, I was kicked from the session due to server issues. It failed to log into a platform, and this really just brought up a massive issue, and that is, with the game being only online, you cannot play it unless servers are online. and sometimes when the game has issues, well, yeah, you are gonna have some, well, you can't play the game, let's just say that. But overall, Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown is a fun game that I will be playing quite a lot, even though yes, it does have its hiccups with connectivity, with its servers, the fact that you cannot play the game. But when you actually do get to play the game, it is absolutely wonderful. The vehicles handle amazingly. It's such a rewarding game because you're gonna work extremely hard to get the vehicles you want. It doesn't really feel like a grind as yet. As I said, still early hours, but it's just fun. It's something different compared to other games. It's not like Forza where you're gonna play for 5 minutes and you're gonna be in a Ferrari. You don't have that option. I mean, you can be in a Ferrari because this is test drive. At the end of the day, you can go into a dealership, jump into a vehicle and test it out before purchasing, but it is not going to be yours because you're going to need to put the work in to get your hands on this vehicle. So it's super rewarding. The races are challenging, and like there's races where I thought, this was a bit easy, and there were races where I want to throw my controller into a wall. But hey, look, that's part of just the whole experience. I was getting vibes of Need for Speed Underground 2 because it has money and rip tokens scattered all around the map, and as you're driving you can just pick it up and get some extra cash, get some extra XP, which I did enjoy. Overall, my experience with the game, even though I had an hour off due to servers going offline, it's a really good game, and I'm actually happy that I picked it up early, and I will be playing a lot more of this game. So if you don't want to miss out on more Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown, well, you need that like and subscribe button, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.